Welcome back. It's not the end of the world if you have bad credit because you can rebuild it. Accountant and business coach Marquita Miller is here to take us on a step-by-step approach to getting better credit. So with so many lending options out there, how much does credit actually factor in?
You know, credit still is a huge factor because it helps to determine, your interest rate, and that can be a big deal, especially if you're thinking about purchasing a home. That can make the difference of you getting a little bit more home for less payment. So credit is still a big deal. And even though there are lots of alternatives, you still want to work on your credit.
Okay, so having
and protect it.
Yes. So having good credit, that's important for major buys, but how soon should you start establishing your credit?
You know what? I will tell you, being the parent of college students, it's very important to establish credit because here's the thing, no credit can be just as bad as bad credit because there's no rating score. So lenders are not sure of what your ability is. So you want to establish credit, and there are lots of tips ways that you can establish credit if you don't currently have credit. And one of them for college, speaking of college students, is that they can be a signer on their parents' credit as well. And so you want to also make sure that you pull your credit report and check your credit score, because just because you think you don't have credit, with all the things that are happening with identity theft, you may find that you actually have something on your credit report. So make it a practice to annually check your credit report and know your credit score.
Okay, and what are some good ways that we could pull our credit score if we don't know?
Absolutely, you can go online. There are lots of different agencies online. Credit Karma will allow you to pull it, and there's some annual credit report will allow you to pull it for one time in a year without any fee. So make sure you check that, and some of them offer credit scores for no additional cost. There are some of the sites that you'll sign up and then you'll have a membership, so just make sure you read the fine print. But you can absolutely pull your credit, review it, look at the items that are on there, and then look at your score as well.
Okay, a lot of people at home are probably wondering, what is considered good credit? You
know what? You hear a lot of people talk about the 800 credit score club, right? And then there are people that say 700. Just the other day I was talking with someone who's going to lease a house, and his credit score is 807. He's like, I didn't even think it was possible. So good credit actually shows the character. Not that bad things can happen to good people, but it shows your history and your habits of being able to pay. And so that you want to show that you've got on-time payments. You're not maxing your credit limits. And so a lot of times people think, oh, if I get a credit card, charge it all the way up. No, that can actually hurt you. So reduce your debt and manage your bills wisely. It's very important. And don't go to the maximum limit on your credit.
Okay, so we were talking about this segment at our desks on Better Kansas City, and one of our producers was joking, oh, I've got an 850 credit score. Is something like that unattainable, or is it actually possible?
It's actually very possible. Okay. I've seen people go file bankruptcy and in less than 24 months be back at an 800 some plus credit score. So it's about the things that you do after you have had the blemishes on your credit, but you got to first take charge and own where you're at, see where you're at, assess it, and make the necessary changes so that you can move forward. And then there are credit counselors as well, and there are ways to enhance your credit file, but you want to do it the right way.
Okay, so you have this great book here. Do you know any other tips that we could use to develop better credit?
Absolutely. You know, I did get this book, and the show was inspired as a result of reading this because I'm actually working on my credit too as well. So is improving the score, trying to get to that 800.
Yeah.
But there are also websites. If you check with your bank, most banks and lending institutions have credit counselors at no charge. So there are ways that you can get help with your credit, and you don't have to tackle it alone.
We're going to catch that really fast.
Absolutely,
so
quickly, just like you got to catch your credit.
Yeah, this is exactly. We're going to catch good credit. We're going to catch the book. It's all good. Thank you, Marquita, so much for coming on.
Thank you.